Hello everyone and welcome to Q&A Tuesday, where I answer questions from the Fuel, Compete, Repeat community. If you like these videos and find them helpful, be sure to follow my channel here on YouTube. Today I will cover the topics of persistent hunger, cramping, and fueling for longer practices. Our first question is from Courtney in Houston. Courtney says, my son seems hungry all the time. He plays multiple sports. Should he have snacks throughout the day in addition to his 3 meals? He is 14 and can never get enough. What do you suggest? Well, Courtney, there are 2 possible reasons for your athlete's persistent hunger. So I'm going to break this down into 2 separate parts. One, if your athlete is underweight or at the right weight for them and is hungry all the time, they simply might not be getting enough fuel in their day. So they need to eat more in general. Look at their school day and see where they have big breaks in their eating schedule and fill in those gaps. Also, make their main meals a lot bigger. And yes, give them snacks, of course, in between meals as well. The second suggestion is for an athlete that is maybe looking to get leaner but is still hungry all the time. In this scenario, the athlete is probably missing some vital nutrients needed for their growth and muscle development. In other words, they might be getting enough fuel or enough calories, but it's not the right fuel. In this case, I'd look to curb their junk food and their processed food eating and increase their whole food eating in order to get those nutrients into their diet. Also, be sure to improve their green vegetable intake and whole food sourced carbohydrates like sweet potatoes, squash, and rice. For more information on this topic, be sure to check out my video on vegetables for athletes to find out how to get more vegetables into your athlete's diet. Our next question comes from Madison from Austin, Texas. My daughter plays soccer and gets lots of cramps during practice and games. She even gets a Charlie horse in her legs at night sometimes when she sleeps. Can nutrition help with this? Oh yes, nutrition can help with this big time. My guess is that your athlete is either dehydrated frequently and or deficient in magnesium. It could be one or the other or both. Magnesium deficiency is super common in our country. I myself was deficient in magnesium and learned this the hard way, and I also learned it way too late in my swimming career to fix it as far as my swimming. But the first suggestion I make to remedy this issue is to simply drink more water. I like to add a little bit of stevia water drops and lemon to my water every day, and that helps me drink a lot more. Next, magnesium is vital to our diet, especially for your athlete. A supplement like Calm would help, but I'd really like to see your athlete up their vegetable intake, especially the greens. Again, be sure to check out my Vegetables for Athletes video because this will help you a lot with this issue. Okay, our final question today comes from Patrick from Richmond, Virginia. As summer approaches, our swim coach will have the swimmers on our team do longer and longer practices, 2+ hours plus dryland. I remember those days. My son usually takes a Gatorade to drink during practice, but I've heard that this is not a good idea. How can he keep fuel for such a long period of time? Great question. So what you have to know here is that if a practice goes over 90 minutes for your athlete, then they need to refuel at some point around the 90-minute mark or before. When I was younger, I had no idea that our fuel stores run out at about 90 minutes. And I often got weak and shaky during practices and had no idea why. So your athlete will have to experiment with this to find out what's best for them, but a goo or a gel or a drink of some kind often comes in handy for these longer practices because they get into the body and are absorbed fast. Gatorade's just not my favorite because of all the added colors and artificial sweeteners that they use. They do have a Gatorade Natural that would be the best choice in their product lineup for this need. So here are a few of my top favorites. Remember, we are talking here about extended energy needs. So typically, this would be for endurance sports and longer training days. So for an energy gel pack, I like the Spring brand of products best, and here are the 2 flavors that I suggest the most. For a drink, I like this one here called Ginger Maple Aid, And I also like the Honey Stinger gummies for long energy periods of training, along with the Pro Bar Energy Chews. Each one of these brands has many products, so be sure that you don't get caffeinated products for your teen. I don't like teens using caffeine regularly for energy. Their food and fueling habits should be the #1 energizing thing that they put their efforts into. Okay, and one more caveat with these products is that some of these fast-absorbing carbohydrate products can be really hard on the stomach. So your athlete will need to experiment with them a bit to find the one that fits them best. And keep in mind that these products are for extended energy needs only. They're not for sitting around on the couch playing video games. They provide an added source of energy and fueling for your athlete. Thank you everyone for sending in such great questions. If you have a question about your athlete's fueling plan, don't be shy. Send it right in to me at hello@anitanall.com and we'll get it answered here on our next Q&A Tuesday. If these videos help you, be sure to follow my channel and give it a thumbs up.